Sagittarius, what's up? What's happening? What it do? We're going to take a little look here this evening and see what's going on with y'all in the first week of June. If you are a regular OG follower of mine, you can probably see that I'm changing things up a little bit this month. I want to start doing weekly check-ins. No, that's not all that the month is going to consist of, but I want to start throwing that in the mix. So, for those of you who are in need of a personal reading, all the information on how to go about doing that is right down here in the description of this video. And don't forget, for those of you catching this on time, only got a few days left until June 1st. June 1st, my course on how to read the tarot is going bye-bye. I do not know when I'm going to be able to break that course back out again. And I do not know what course I am going to bust out for the month of June. We're going to figure that out on the fly when we sit down and turn the old course off. But I am working on a new one. A new one, and this one is really important. I'm actually surprised that it wasn't even my idea. It was my wife's idea. Should have done this course a long time ago, but stick around for that. It's very, very, very important information. Yeah. So let's just jump right into this. I just want to get a short, sweet, quick, general, energetic overview of the person that you're dealing with and the energy surrounding them. Person Sagittarius is dealing with, universe. How's their energy look? What's the energy surrounding them? Boom! Woohoo! Knight of Swords. Looks to me like they want to talk to you. Two more shuffles. Four of Swords. Oh, King of Swords. Seven of Cups. Hang on. So, man, this is very, very, very similar to what just came through for the person Scorpio was dealing with. And I do have the Scorpio card here, oddly enough. Let me see if I can word it differently. So, this person, I think they are in a hurry to try to replace you. I don't think they're having very much success with that, by the way. But even though they're in a hurry to try to replace you, they probably fucking around with other people, dating other people, talking to other people. They still can't get you off their mind. I think they're trying to get you off their mind, but they're having a real hard time doing that. A real hard time doing that. So some of you may be surprised when I say that, because it just does not look like or seem like this person gives two diddly dog shits. Trust me, they do. Trust me, they do. 100%. Yeah, see, they're a lot more heartbroken than they're letting on. A whole lot more. And they'll probably take that to their damn grave, too. It doesn't look like they had any plans of letting you know that. So, some of you dealing with a Pisces. I also have Taurus, Scorpio, Libra, Cancer, and Taurus. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Okay, yeah, it looks like they pretty much got their mind made up. They got their mind made up. Okay, well, let's see their deepest feelings and intentions. What's this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Queen of Swords reversed. They're afraid that you're still mad at them. Or they're afraid that you're mad at them. I don't know why. I see. Look at that, though. Same overall energy. See, they got feelings for you. Hey, this is screwing them up. They don't want you to know that, though. They don't want you to know that. So this is interesting. How do I word this? So, a lot of people don't really know how to cope with feelings of guilt, regret. So what they do to make it easier to cope with is inside they transmute that energy and turn it into anger. They turn it into anger. It's easier for them to cope with being angry at you than to cope with the guilt of what they did. That makes sense? So, yeah. Yep. This is definitely screwing with their head. Definitely. But like I said, they ain't going to let you know that. Definitely not planning on letting you know that. Okay. And yeah, see. Trying to replace you, trying to find somebody new. Now, I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. I try to say that as often as I can, but people still constantly come to me asking me to spy on people's personal business. I cannot do that, but I can look at the energy coming off of them. And I can tell you that they're not having a very successful time trying to replace you. Let's see if they're taking any action towards you. Is this person taking action towards Sagittarius? Now, man, Two of Swords. It looks like they're pretty stuck in their ways. They're pretty stuck in their ways. So I don't really see them making a change in regards to their approach, what they're doing. They're just trying to find somebody new. In their mind, that's the only thing that they can do right now is go try to find somebody new, settle down with a new person, and somehow that's going to magically make all this go away. And yeah, that's the approach they're taking, dude. I don't think they can cope with, like I said, the guilt and the regret. They can't really cope with it. So they're just trying to run from it. Okay, well, let's grab some advice here. What advice do we have for Sagittarius? What's the advice? Advice for Sagittarius. What's the best advice? What advice do we have for Sagittarius universe? Boom, boom. Amen. Hang on. Ten of Coins reversed. Hangman. Well, this is a pretty straightforward message. I'm not sure how much wiggle room I have to bend this advice. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, for now, not maybe necessarily for good, but for now, it's time to abandon this. For now, just for now. That's about as much bending as I can do. For now, let's abandon this. Now, understanding the behavior of energy, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that's what I primarily specialize in, is the behavior of energy and the science behind how things manifest. If this person stays stuck in the vibration they're in right now, they ain't going to find a successful relationship anytime soon. No time soon. This isn't spying on the details of their life. This is kind of like, you know, when you take your car to a mechanic and they point out the problems in the car and they can predict, yeah, you got about maybe 500 to 1,000 miles and you're going to throw a rod straight through the engine block. And they can predict that. And then sure enough, 500 to 1,000 miles later, boom, throws a rod through the engine block, because they understand the energetic mechanics and behavior of how the vehicle works and functions. Very, very similarly, I understand the energetics of how things manifest and how energies manifest. Unless this person lifts their hood and does some work in here, which most people don't because they don't know how, they ain't going to find a successful relationship anytime soon. Now, there's no guarantee here, but that does increase the chances that you might hear from them again, potentially. Potentially. And it gives you the opportunity to do a little bit of healing. So don't worry about what they're off doing. Okay. It may look like they're on cloud nine right now. I think we've all found ourselves in that situation, right? Where you're just done so fucking dirty. And it just looks like they're off on cloud nine, having a good old time, you know, and you're the one that's hurt. You know, and it's just like, how the fuck is this fair? Here I am at rock bottom. I'm hurt. And there they are on cloud nine, just having a good old time. That is a house of fucking cards, dude. That is a house of cards. No pun intended, but I'm telling you right now, the tables will turn. That's so temporary. I know it just kind of feels like that's just the way it is now. That's just the way it is now. Here I am at the bottom, hurt, and there they are on top, having a good old time, and that's just the way it is, and that's just the way it's going to be. No. That's a house of cards. That is very fleeting, very short-lived, and very temporary, okay? You do you a little bit of healing. Do you a little bit of healing. I promise you their house of cards is going to blow over. Promise you that. And the chances are by the time the door does open for the two of you to come back together and connect somehow, you ain't even going to be interested. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. All right. Let's see if there's anything new coming in for the singles in the first week of June. Anything new coming in for the singles in the first week of June, universe? Justice reversed. Two more. Boom, strength card. Hang on. Fool reversed. I was just telling Scorpio, this has not the exact same cards, but a similar message is coming through for a lot of people in the first week of June. A lot of people. I am kind of feeling like there is a potential love offer that you may be considering, but you're holding back and not jumping in head first. Holding back and not jumping in head first. Lover's card reversed. You may not really feel the strongest connection in the world with this person. Page of Swords reverse, communication isn't all that great. But I do think that they have an eye on you. Ooh, Seven of Swords. I think you're intuitively picking up on something that's a little bit off about this individual. Intuitively picking up on something that's off, so you're holding back. Holding back and not jumping in head first. Okay. Been getting a similar message for a lot of signs first week of June. I don't know if it's some Gemini shit because we're in fucking Gemini season. There was a Gemini card in that spread right there. So, okay, well, let's get some advice then. What is the best advice for Sagittarius in the first week of June? What's the best advice? King of Swords reversed. Don't let nobody play no mind games with you. Okay, Page of Swords reversed. Yeah, don't let nobody play no mind games with you, dude. Don't do that. If you are dealing with or talking to somebody potentially new and you keep noticing all these weird little nuances and discrepancies and whatnot, don't throw that under the rug. Don't do that. Don't do that. But, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying run from it either. When it comes to red flags, it kind of seems like people either do one extreme or the other. They either stuff it under the rug and ignore it, or they run from it. Now, let me preface this by saying, when I say red flags, I am not talking about crazy, insane, like fucking run red flags, okay? I'm not saying that if you find out this person is living a double life as a crack-addicted hooker on the weekends, that's not a red flag. That's fucking run. I'm not saying that if you find out this person just got released from a 20-year prison sentence for doing some of the most egregious, horrific, heinous shit you could possibly think of, that's not a red flag. That's a fucking run. I'm talking about the normal red flags that most people have, you know, whether it's intentional or unintentional, you know, saying one thing and doing another, actions not matching up with words, words not matching up with actions, hot and cold, on and off, in and out, acted one way one day, another way another day. Again, whether it's intentional or unintentional, sometimes people are playing games, sometimes they're honestly not. Maybe they're just going through something. Or, you know, there's so many different reasons why these little nuances and discrepancies are coming up. But shine a light on the red flags. Shine a light on it. At least let it be known. And I already know you're going to. So I don't know why that advice is coming out for you. But just as a reminder, now, don't be fucking rude about it. Okay? Don't be rude about it. Don't be aggressive. Just, you know, kindly point it out. Like a calm, cool, respectable adult. Hey, maybe I'm going nuts, but I could have swore that the other day you said this, and now you're saying this. Did I misunderstand you? That could have been me. Maybe I misunderstood you. But I just want to make sure that we're on the same page here, because I could have swore you said this. Now you're saying this, you know? Shine a light on it. And then maybe it happens again. Hey, dude, there we go again. Maybe I'm just going nuts. Maybe I'm going nuts. But I could have swore the other day you said this, and now you're saying this. And then if the shit keeps happening 3, 4, 5 times, then that's when you can pop off and get shitty. Yo, look, no, man. Look, I'm getting tired of this shit. You keep fucking, no, I'm not playing that. You keep saying one thing and doing another. You know, I keep kindly pointing it out. You're not going to make me look like the fucking crazy person, you know. But let's not push it that far yet. In the beginning, when we're first getting to know each other, if you see a red flag, just shine a calm, warm, gentle little light on it, just to let it be known that you're paying attention. Because you never know why it's happening. Either A, they're playing fucking games with you, or B, maybe they're just not paying attention to what's coming out of their mouth. Or maybe they got a lot going on in their life. Maybe they're dealing with some shit that's got them so fucking discombobulated in their mind that they say one thing and they didn't mean to say that. And you never know. You never know. You never know. So that's why we got to shine a light on it and at least let it be known I'm fucking paying attention to you. I remember what you said the other day. You ain't that person that's just gonna make random noise at me with your mouth and me not pay attention to it. I'm paying attention. I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm watching what you're doing. Okay? So, but yeah, in the very, very first week of June, if you feel that strong urge to keep somebody at an arm's distance, do it then. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. 9 times out of 10, when you feel that feeling, there's a reason for it. Well, there's always, 100% of the time, there's always a reason for it. But 9 times out of 10, it's your intuition telling you something, okay? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Sagittarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget the information for personal readings is right down here in the description. And don't forget, for those of you catching this on time, that we only got a few days left until June 1st. On June 1st, my course on how to read the tarot is going bye-bye. I do not know when I'm going to have the chance to break that course back out again. And I'm not 100% sure what course I'm going to break out for the month of June. We're going to sit down and decide that on the fly on June 1st. I'm working on a new one though, y'all. I am working on a new one. Hopefully I'll have that out. My goal is to have it out in the month of June, but you never know. But stick around for that because it's very important, okay? All right, y'all, I'm out of here. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.